Welcome back. So in this video, we will be taking up the next question, that is question number 11th of 10th chapter of 12th class NCERT chemistry back exercise. The chapter is alkyl and aryl halides. So I'm taking up only this 11th question here because it is having 10 parts and it is related to the conversions. That is, we need to convert one compound to the other compound. So I didn't want to mix it because most of the students, they find conversions very difficult. I will try my level best to make it as simple as I can. Okay. Moreover, I just want to give you one advice here, because it is, I cannot feed something inside of you. You need to do a lot of practice also. Practice will make you perfect. Okay, I will give you the result solutions, and whenever you feel that I can do this conversion myself, pause the video, do it yourself, and then again play it just to check whether you have done it right or not. Okay, so let's now move into this question. Let's see what is the first part, what is the first conversion that we need to do. Okay, question number 10.11. The first part of this question is, we need to convert ethanol to but1-ine. Ethanol to but1-ine. Now, first of all, before doing any conversions or before getting confused, what we will do, we will write the reactant and the product what we need. Okay, CH3, CH2, OH. It needs to be converted into CH3, CH2, C, triple bond, CH, but1-ine. Okay. Now, first of all, just see, we have 2 carbons in the reactant and we need 4 carbons in the product. Okay. Second thing, we need a triple bond, which is a terminal triple bond. Terminal triple bond means that this triple bond is present at the end of the carbon chain. Now, whenever you need to introduce a triple bond at the end of the carbon chain and you need to increase the number of carbons by 2, you will be using always acetylene, that is ethyne. Simple. You need to use ethyne when you need to introduce a terminal carbon-carbon triple bond and you need to increase the number of carbon atoms in the chain by 2. Okay, so we need this. Okay, then first of all, we will be converting ethanol into alkyl halide. So we can convert it into ethyl chloride using SOCl2 in the presence of pyridine as base. Now we know that alkyl halides, they undergo nucleophilic substitution reactions. So this means we now need a nucleophile. And from where we will create that nucleophile? From acetylene. Now when we are talking about terminal alkynes, they have a very special property that their hydrogen is acidic in nature. That is, these terminal alkynes, they are acidic in nature, they can release 1 proton. Okay, so when it will be reacted with base like sodium amide in the presence of liquid ammonia, it will lead to the formation of sodium salt of the terminal alkyne. Now, this negative carbon, it will be acting as nucleophile and it will react with alkyl halide. So CH3, CH2, Cl plus, I'm just writing it like this so that you can understand it better. So this nucleophile, it will attack on the carbon which is directly attached to halogen and it will be leaving as Cl negative and it will combine with Na positive, and the rest of the molecule, it will be lead to the formation of the desired product. We have reached what we needed to prepare. Okay, hope this is clear. Just if you have any kind of doubt, go back, watch it again. Okay, I will try my level best to make it as simple as I can and explain all the concepts that are involved in these conversions. Okay, let's now move into the second part. It is ethane to bromoethene. Ethane to bromoethene. We need to convert this. Okay. All right, first of all, we will be writing what we have as a reactant and what we need as a product. Ethane to bromoethene. First of all, now how we can do this? Now this is not, sorry, this is not CH2, it is CHBr. We need to take care of the valencies also. Let's see how we can do it. If I react it with Br2 in the presence of sunlight, it will lead to the formation of bromoethane. Okay. Now what you can do is you can just treat it with alcoholic KOH. Now what is the property of alcoholic KOH? Alcoholic KOH leads to dehydrohalogenation. Alcoholic KOH leads to dehydrohalogenation. If it were aqueous KOH, then it will lead to the formation of ethanol. If it is aqueous KOH, it will replace Br negative with OH negative and we will get alcohol as the product. But if we need alkene as the product, we will be using alcoholic KOH. Okay, so it will lead to dehydrohalogenation. CH2 has been formed. Okay, still we are not at where we want to reach. We need one bromine here. Now there is no way that we can replace hydrogen with bromine in case of alkene. If it were an alkane, this was the way. But in case of alkene, this cannot be done. Be careful. Okay. So what we will do is we will convert it into a dibromide. We will react it with Br2 and it will undergo electrophilic addition reaction. Oof, not the double bond. I'm so sorry. Just don't draw the double bond. Okay. So this is the product we have obtained. Now we can treat it again with alcoholic KOH. But we will not be taking alcoholic KOH in excess, because if we take it in excess, it will lead to dehydrohalogenation from both the positions. And again, we will be left with alkyne as the product. We will get alkyne as the product, but we do not need alkyne as the product. We need this as the product. Only one bromine and one hydrogen should be lost. Okay. So here you can do CH2. Suppose from this position, Br is leaving. Because both are equivalent positions, we can remove bromine from any position and hydrogen from any position. So CHBr. So this is the product formed. Okay, so let's now move into the next question. It is the third part of question number 11. The third part is propane to 1-nitropropane. Propane to 1-nitropropane. Pause this video here itself. Try to do it yourself. Okay. CH3CH double bond CH2. So this is propane. We need to convert it into 1-nitropropane. Okay. Now there is no way that we can add this into it. We cannot do that. Okay. So we need to find out how we can reach up to this point. Now for the preparation of nitro compounds, we need alkyl halides. Okay, so if we convert this alkene molecule into alkyl halide, in which the halide is at the first position, halide is at the first position, then we will be able to convert into nitro compound. Okay, so CH3CH double bond CH2 HBr. Now we need to see whether we can go with Markovnikov's rule or anti-Markovnikov's rule. If we go with Markovnikov's rule, what will happen? Bromine will come on this position, but we do not need bromine at the second position. We need it at the first position. So we will go with the anti-Markovnikov's rule. So peroxide effect will be used here. Anti-Markovnikov's rule. So it will be CH3CH2CH2Br. Now we will be treating it with alcoholic AgNO3 not AgNO3, AgNO2, CH3, CH2, CH2, NO2. Product formed. Hope you are getting some comfort with the conversions. These are not difficult at all. You just need to, you know all the reactions. You need to fit the reactions here. How will you convert? That you need to just think. Suppose you your teacher has asked you to prepare a compound in the laboratory, what steps you will use. That's all what is conversion. Okay. So let's now move into the fourth part of the, I just muted myself. Sorry. Okay. All right. So now next is fourth part is toluene. We have toluene. We need to convert it into benzyl alcohol. Toluene to benzyl alcohol. First of all, let's quickly draw toluene. And we need to convert it into benzyl alcohol. Very easy reaction. Okay. Now what you will do, you will just think of how you can bring a halogen by replacing one of the hydrogens of CH3 in toluene. You need to bring one halogen here. Okay. So because we are now reacting the side chain, we need to carry out the reaction on the side chain, not on the benzene ring. So this will be behaving like alkanes. So alkanes undergo free radical substitution reactions. So we will be treating it with, you can treat it with chlorine or bromine in the presence of sunlight. And it will lead to the formation of benzyl chloride. Then how alkyl halides they get converted into alcohols? When we treat them with aqueous KOH. Mission accomplished. Okay, so let's now move into the next part. Okay. So the next part is fifth one, propene to propyne. Okay, CH3, CH double bond CH2 to CH3, C triple bond CH. Okay, now no way that we can remove these two hydrogens directly. What you can do is, you can just convert this into dihalide. CH3, CH double bond CH2. Treat it with bromine molecule. It will undergo electrophilic addition reaction. Okay. Now what you can do is, you can treat it with alcoholic KOH. So it will lead to, now we will be in one of the questions, I don't remember which part is that, where I told you that you needed to use alcoholic KOH in limited amount. Here we can use it in excess so that it removes both the halogens. That is, it carries out the hydrohalogenation twice. So this will also go hydrogen from this, they will leave. So beta elimination 2 times it will occur, and we will get the alkyne as the product. Okay, so let's now move into the question number 6. That is sixth part of question number 11, not 12, 11. So it is sixth part, ethanol to ethyl fluoride. Ethanol to ethyl fluoride, CH3, CH2OH. We need to convert it into C2H5F or CH3, CH2F. Okay, all right. Now, directly we cannot replace OH with fluorine. What we can do is, we can replace OH with chlorine. SOCl2. Just treat it with SOCl2. If you will see conversion of alcohols into alkyl halide, you will find that reaction. CH3CH2OH, SOCl2 in the presence of pyridine, CH3CH2Cl. Okay. Now, when we need to convert it into fluorine, chloride needs to be converted into fluoride, we will be treating it with Ag2F2. This will be the product formed. Okay, so let's now move into the next part of this question. Next part is the seventh one. Okay, seventh part is bromomethane to propanone. CH3Br. Okay. We need to convert it into propanone. All right. Okay. Right. First of all, we need to introduce two extra carbons here. I had already told you how to introduce two extra carbons with a triple bond, if you remember. Okay. First of all, we will do that here also. CH3Br plus, you can just write that step where we converted acetylene into its sodium salt. Okay, now we can just do it that it is CH3C triple bond CH. 3 carbon atoms have been introduced. Okay, we have got 3 carbon atoms in the chain. Now what next we can do is we will be adding water into it in the acidic conditions in the presence of mercurous sulfate. HgSO4. This reaction you will be able to find in your 11th class hydrocarbon chapter. Okay, now what will happen? If we consider water, it is having H positive and OH negative. In accordance with Markovnikov's rule, this will happen. This will get added. Water will get added to it. So here we will get OH. One bond will be dissolved. I mean, addition has taken place there, not dissolved. Okay. Here it is CH2. This is formed. Now this is enol. This is enol. En means a double bond. Ol means OH group. So the carbon which is double bonded to another carbon, it is having OH group on it. This kind of molecule is known as enol. Okay. Now these enols, they undergo a special type of rearrangement which is known as keto-enol tautomerism. Keto-enol tautomerism. And it will lead to the formation of acetone as the product after keto-enol tautomerism. Okay. So keto-enol tautomerism, actually it comes under isomerism, and it is in more detail, it is discussed in aldehyde and ketone chapter. Okay. So this is one way. Another way can also be there. You can just first convert it into cyanide. You can just convert it into cyanide. Then after that, you can just treat it with Grignard reagent, CH3C double bond N. Here it is CH3 MgBr. It will be like this. And after that, you can just carry out the hydrolysis. This can also be one way. Okay, so I think you will find this easier, because I'm not sure are you aware of the keto-enol tautomerism or not, but this one is that just convert it into cyanide, then treat it with Grignard reagent, and then you will be hydrolyzing it in the presence of acidic hydrolysis. Okay, so let's now move into the next part of this question. Next part is 8th one, but1-ene to but2-ene. Okay. CH3, CH2, CH double bond, CH2. Convert it into CH3, CH double bond, CH, CH3. Okay. Now, how we convert this into, we need to change the position of the double bond. First of all, what I will do, I will just convert this molecule into alkyl halide. Alkyl halide, treating it with HBr. Okay, now we need to see whether we will be using Markovnikov's rule or anti-Markovnikov's rule. That is, we need to do this in the presence of peroxide or in the absence of peroxide. Now, I need bromine at this position. I will tell you at the end why. Okay. So for getting bromine on this position, we will be using Markovnikov's rule. So we will not use peroxide here. So it is, we will be using Markovnikov's rule. CH2CH, here it is Br, it is CH3. All right. Now, treat it with alcoholic QH. Now, when you will treat it with alcoholic QH, you know it will undergo dehydrohalogenation. And it will lead to the formation of alkene. So from this position, this is the alpha carbon. From this position, Br will go, and from this position, hydrogen will go. So this alkene will be formed. So this is the same one that we needed. Okay. Now, why I said that I needed bromine at this position? Because if I will use peroxide, bromine will get introduced at this position, and when I will be carrying out its dehydrohalogenation, again the same product will be formed. That is the reactant. Reactant itself will be formed. Okay, so let's now move into the next part of this question. It is question number 11th, part is 9th. It is 1-chlorobutane to N-octane. One chlorobutane to N-octane. So CH3, CH2, CH2, CH2Cl, CH3, CH2. I'm just writing it in short form. We can write it like this also. Or for you, I can just write it so that I can explain it to you better. So it is having 8 carbons in the chain. Hope I have drawn all the 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right. Just from the observation, from the simple observation, you will be able to find that 2 butyl groups, they are getting merged to form this molecule. Okay. Now, when these two alkyl groups, they get merged, it is in the Wurtz reaction. Wurtz reaction. Okay. So we do in this reaction is we take 2 alkyl halide molecules and treat them with sodium metal, and the halogens, they are removed along with the sodium, leading to the formation of NaCl, and the 2 alkyl groups, they get merged, they get joined together. Okay. So simply you need to take CH3, CH2, CH2, CH2Cl plus 2 sodium plus, okay, you can take these 2 molecules, then it is CH3. Now I am writing it in short form. I think you have now got the idea. This is Wurtz reaction. Okay, let's now move into the next part. Let me clear the screen first. The 10th part of this reaction is we need to convert benzene into biphenyl. Benzene to biphenyl. So we have benzene, and I need to convert it into biphenyl. So this is biphenyl. When 2 benzene rings are joined together, through a carbon-carbon single bond, it is biphenyl. Okay. Just like we have done Wurtz reaction in the previous part of this question, there is another reaction which is Fittig reaction. So Fittig reaction is used to produce to form biphenyl. Okay, so in that case, we used alkyl halide. Here we will use aryl halide. This means, first of all, we need to convert benzene into aryl halide. So you can take benzene, treat it with bromine in the presence of FeBr3 catalyst. Okay, so it is electrophilic substitution reaction that will occur, leading to the formation of bromobenzene. Now, treat it with sodium. 2 molecules of bromobenzene, they will be leading to the formation of biphenyl after reacting with sodium metal. Okay, so this is Fittig reaction. Hope this is clear to you. So this was the last part of this very question. And again, I will highly recommend you do a lot of practice. Do not depend upon only the solutions to the questions. Go deep into the clarity of the concepts. And if you feel that you want to learn from me, go to the description of this video. You can reach out to me. There I have given how you can reach out to me. And if you want to move to the next questions or the previous questions, again, you can go to the description and get the links there for those videos. If you are having any kinds of doubt, write in the comment section below. If you're getting clarity of doubts, again, write in the comment section below. Thank you very much. Stay blessed, and I will be meeting you in the next video.